Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's recap of Survivor Cagayan.
Alright, after the blind side of Jeffrey last week, everyone shows up at camp, because that's where they have to go.
Yes.
And Cass is pissed.
She doesn't like being left out of plans, and that's exactly what Tony did last week.
She's calling out Tony as a jerk. How could you? I hate being... That's why I left my first alliance.
Alright, well, the point is, Cass likes being in control, and last week, she wasn't. So the following morning, the drama continues. Tony is chatting it up with Woo and Spencer. They're like the only ones that are awake or at least outside of the shelter.
Yeah.
So Tony's like, wow, I'm surprised that Cass isn't out here right now. She's usually up and at him pretty early.
And Cass is like, I heard my name.
Yeah.
Tony's talking smack about me.
So she's awake, but she's in the shelter. And
Yeah.
she's like, oh yeah, he's calling me out. He's saying that I'm a biatch.
Yeah. So Cass starts talking smack on Tony. Mm-hmm. He's such a jerk. F him. And
So then she calls Tony out to his face. She's
in
like,
front of everybody.
I know you're talking about me. I know what you said. Spencer and Woo were there, but they're kind of just hanging back.
Yeah.
Because is it really that bad if Cass believes that Tony is talking about her?
Well, they also want to flush out what she thinks she may or may not have heard. Mm-hmm. So Tony's like, you're freaking crazy. You're paranoid. I wasn't talking about you.
He's actually telling the truth for once. It's crazy.
Once. And he's like, if you want to write my name down, you're gonna go home, cause I got my bag of tricks.
Yeah. So eventually he reveals, I have the special immunity idol.
Not just an idol.
Suck it.
The special one. And she's like, yeah, sure you do.
Yeah,
and
they're all like,
yeah,
okay.
I do. Okay, want to see? Write my name down.
All right, well, let's talk about this week's reward challenge.
All right. Well, it's 2 teams of 3. And this one seemed kind of stupid to me.
Like can't all be award-winning challenges.
All right, so we're going to throw sandbags to knock each other's walls down, and then one person's going to rebuild them. And I'm like, All right, so it was pretty even.
Yeah, the 2 teams, Tasha was doing the puzzle for one team, and Spencer was doing the other puzzle. And Tasha had a pretty significant lead.
Right. Knocking it down, they were pretty even. She had a lead, but then Spencer came back and kicked her A.
Yeah, Cass was really helping him out.
She was freaking out a lot, Tasha was, because, he was on her heels, nipping at her heels, and
Spencer ended up winning it. So Spencer, Cass, and Woo got a very special reward.
They got to go on a Goodwill Ambassador tour.
It was awesome. They went to this school and they brought all these school supplies for these little kids. They were so adorable.
Book bags and toys and
globes.
Yeah,
all sorts of stuff.
So cool.
You get a book bag and you get a book bag.
They felt like the Survivor Oprahs.
It was very Survivor Oprah.
So Woo actually surprised the S out of us on this. We had no idea how cool Woo actually was.
I mean, I had an inkling.
He was working those kids. He was like,
ooh, check out my Globetrotter skills with this basketball. Then he was like, all right, I'm going to do a martial arts demonstration.
He just popped up out of nowhere and was like, yo, check this out.
That was insane.
He was like a freaking hummingbird flipping around. I couldn't believe it. He was landing these tricks like nobody's biz.
After being on Survivor for weeks.
Yeah. I mean, even if he was in tip-top shape, it would have been cool, but after Survivor, come on.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome.
Well, show's over. It's time to talk strategy.
Well, yeah, they're still on the reward. They're enjoying their food. What better time do you have than this to talk about strategy?
The perfect time after Spencer says how much he hates kids.
Oh, but he said he really enjoyed this. So.
Yeah, well, he didn't actually say he hates kids. He says he doesn't like them, so I translated that into... I hate kids. Wow.
All right. Well, Cass is like, guys, we should work together. We should flush out Tony's idols.
Yeah. They don't know how many and which idols Tony has.
Does he really have 2? They saw the first one.
Wu is a little reluctant to jump on this new bandwagon.
I don't blame him.
Rightfully so.
He's been working with Tony this whole time, so it's a big decision for him.
It's a big stretch for him. And on the way back, he actually says, yes, I will do it.
Yeah. So then, when those three get back to camp, Tony is ready to grill Wu and see if they're going to try and get him out or what the deal is. And Wu comes up with, like, the worst lie ever.
Yeah, they just want to vote off Tosh.
No! Why would Spencer vote off his own alliance, his only alliance?
Not convincing.
Not
Try
convincing
again.
enough, Wu.
Try again.
Where's your basketball?
Hey, look at this trick.
Yeah.
All right, so it's time for the immunity challenge. This one was a very, very good one. I've never seen this one before.
Deceptively difficult challenge.
Deceptively easy, but it was very difficult.
You know what I mean.
You had 6 groups of items. You had to count them, which was kind of difficult because
Well,
they
first
were
of
like...
all, you had to run
Right.
a pretty good distance to get to the items.
Right. Count them, come back to your combo lock, and lock in the numbers.
Yeah.
So this was pretty crazy. Woo, what the F were you smiling at the
He
whole
was
time?
really happy the whole time.
I don't know why.
I guess he was still excited about the reward.
Maybe, but this took forever. They were at this for over 25 minutes before they had a winner. And Spencer finally pulled it out. I think Tasha was actually
She was
very
really close for a while, Jeff said.
Just one number off on one of her items for a long time.
So Spencer pulled out the thingy, he smashed the other thingy.
and he got the thingy.
Yeah.
All right, so they're coming up with a plan. The boys are going to be voting off Tony in this new alliance, supposedly. And the girls will be voting for Trish.
All right.
All right.
Well, that's all fun and games, but then Cass pulls Wu aside and is like, should
Do we
stick
really
to the
want to
plan?
get rid of Tony?
Or should we get rid of someone else?
Oh.
What are you doing?
She is afraid that she's not going to be able to beat any of these other normal people at the end, so she's got to take crazy Tony to the end.
I don't see her beating Tony.
Well, in her mind, she's
All right.
a legend.
Well, let's talk about Tribal Council.
All right, Tasha is nervous, but Tony, he's got an idol.
What are you saying? He brought his bag of tricks. He's ready.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
so everyone's like, yeah, it would be good to flesh the idols out. Blah,
I'm
blah,
a little
blah, blah.
surprised that Jeff was like, yeah, your idols.
Well, he said that he has it.
Both?
So, yeah.
Okay. So Tony is telling everybody he wants Tasha to go.
And then, of course, Chaos Cass, she's like, oh, I think this is a good night for a blindside.
Yeah, and
So
Tasha's
Tony is like,
yeah, but Tasha was like, yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
yeah, so let's get to the vote.
No regular idol was played before the vote was read.
Yep, and what do you know? Tasha was voted out.
Oh, Woo.
0% chance of winning the game now.
Yeah,
Cass.
really. She has flipped so many times.
I mean, technically, she didn't flip this time, though, because she stayed with her alliance.
She didn't stay with her new alliance.
Was it a real alliance?
I thought it was.
All right, but anyway, the point is, Tasha is gone. I'm upset because I was really pulling for her.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I know.
How do you guys feel about it? Leave it in the comments.
Well, now I guess I'm going to have to root for Spencer because he's
Yeah,
a
for sure.
super underdog, alliance of one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next time, Chaos Cass is back. When did she leave?
She's going up against Trish.
Oh, this is going to be good. Till next time,
Much love.
Edit.